When we hear the word mindset, it usually sounds like a motivational slogan, something you'd see on a poster in a classroom or inside a self-help book. Think positive, change your life. But in psychology, mindset is far more profound than a catchy phrase. It's not just about having a good attitude, it's the mental framework that shapes how we perceive reality, how we react to challenges, and even how our brains and bodies function. And the sobering truth is this: a negative outlook doesn't just make us pessimistic. It actively reshapes the world we live in. Our minds don't process reality like a camera. We aren't taking in everything around us objectively. Instead, we filter information based on our beliefs and expectations. Psychologists call this cognitive bias, and one of the strongest is what's known as the negative attentional bias. When we adopt a negative mindset, we unconsciously give more weight to bad experiences than good ones. If 10 people compliment us but one person criticizes us, our brain latches onto that single criticism. We replay it, obsess over it, and let it drown out everything else. This isn't weakness, it's evolution. Our ancestors survived by paying attention to threats, not by basking in positive vibes. But in the modern world, this survival mechanism backfires. Instead of noticing opportunities, we notice risks. Instead of growth, we see danger. Negativity doesn't just make us cautious, it distorts reality. That distortion is magnified by another psychological trap: confirmation bias. When we expect failure, we subconsciously scan our environment for evidence that confirms those expectations. If we walk into a test thinking, "I'm going to fail," every hard question becomes proof that we're incapable. If we expect people to dislike us, every neutral glance feels like rejection. Over time, this mindset becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. We expect failure, so we put in less effort. We expect rejection, so we isolate ourselves. We expect life to go badly, and our behavior slowly ensures that it does. This is why mindset matters. It isn't just about feelings. It changes behavior, which in turn changes outcomes. Negativity isn't only psychological, it's biological. Chronic pessimism keeps the body in a state of stress. Cortisol, the stress hormone, remains elevated. This weakens the immune system, raises blood pressure, and makes sleep shallow and restless. Neuroscientists have even found that chronic stress and negativity can physically alter the brain. The amygdala, the brain's fear center, becomes more active, while the prefrontal cortex, which regulates decision-making and self-control, weakens. Over time, this makes us more anxious, more impulsive, and less resilient. In short, the more negativity we live with, the more wired for negativity our brains become. This connects closely with Carol Dweck's research on fixed and growth mindsets. In a fixed mindset, people believe their abilities are unchangeable, and failure feels permanent. A failed test isn't just one bad grade, it's proof that they're not smart. A rejection isn't just one missed chance, it's proof that they're unlovable. A negative outlook reinforces this kind of mindset, turning every setback into a verdict. But in a growth mindset, setbacks are framed as part of learning. The same event that shuts one person down motivates another to adapt and improve. The external situation doesn't change, but the interpretation does. Mindset doesn't just change how we feel, it changes how we interpret reality itself. And mindset doesn't just affect individuals, it spreads. Psychologists have discovered that emotions ripple through groups in a phenomenon called emotional contagion. Spend enough time around negative people and you start absorbing their pessimism. In workplaces, a single pessimistic leader can lower morale across an entire team. In families, one consistently negative voice can shape the outlook of children for years. Negativity is contagious, but so is optimism. A leader who frames challenges as opportunities can shift the entire culture of a group. The way we think doesn't just affect us, it shapes the people around us. These insights aren't new. Ancient philosophers understood mindset long before psychology gave it a name. The Stoics taught that we cannot control external events, only our judgments about them. Epictetus wrote, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." Modern psychology echoes this idea. Our interpretation determines whether we're crushed by reality or strengthened by it. Buddhist philosophy also spoke to this truth, teaching that suffering comes not from pain itself, but from the mind's resistance to it. Negativity deepens pain by layering judgment and hopelessness on top of it. The hopeful side of all this is that mindset is not permanent. Thanks to neuroplasticity, our brains are constantly changing. Thought patterns we repeat, whether negative or positive, literally carve neural pathways that become easier to travel over time. Negativity can be unlearned, and positivity can be trained. Psychologists recommend practices like gratitude journaling, which shifts attention away from threat and onto possibility. Reframing, where we consciously reinterpret setbacks as challenges instead of verdicts. And mindfulness meditation, which teaches us to notice negative thoughts without automatically believing them. None of this is instant, but over weeks and months, it changes the brain. What begins as effortful optimism eventually becomes a natural outlook. The cost of a negative mindset isn't just unhappiness. Its potential left unrealized, relationships damaged, health diminished, and opportunities unseen. And the power of a positive mindset isn't blind optimism, it's resilience. It's the ability to face reality honestly while still believing in growth. It's the mindset that sees setbacks not as proof of failure but as steps toward progress. Negativity can quietly shrink our world until we live in a cage of our own making. Positivity, by contrast, can expand it, opening doors we didn't realize were there. The psychology of mindset teaches us that our thoughts are not just private experiences. They are forces that shape perception, behavior, biology, relationships, and even culture. A negative outlook doesn't just influence how we feel, it reshapes the life we end up living. And perhaps the greatest truth is this: both negativity and positivity are self-fulfilling prophecies. Which one we choose may be the single most important decision we ever make.